Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. What are the secrets to being wealthy, healthy, and wise? For the next hour, Jeff goes beyond the headlines to discuss what's trending with today's movers, shakers, and newsmakers. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Good Saturday morning, GFW. We are already into February, and we think about our veterans coming home, and I think sometimes that we're not paying them the honor and the tribute that they deserve for putting their lives on the line for our freedoms. My next guests are all part of a nonprofit effort called Helicopters for Heroes. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. So why not let me just go around and have each one of you kind of introduce yourself and tell us about your role in Helicopters for Heroes and how you got involved.
Well, I'm Jared Smith. I'm a retired football player. I just recently got a part of this, so this is my first year also experiencing this, and it's a great foundation, and so that's why I wanted to kind of pursue this and kind of help out any way I can.
Absolutely. Courtney?
I'm Courtney Kennebeck. I'm the executive director for Empower Heroes, and I help with VXA. So both of those are charities that are recipients.
Excellent. And Matt?
Yeah, I'm one of the board members for Veterans Extreme Adventures, and we're one of the recipients of the funds that come out of this cool event.
That's so what is Helicopters for Heroes? Who wants to take that one?
I will. It's a fun 3-day event, and we have a lot of different things going on there, but in the first day we have a dinner, and we have a couple of country music artists. We have Josh Abbott and another one coming in that are playing that evening as a private concert for all the people that attend. And the next day we have a range day with a lot of special operations military guys that are going to be doing some fun training there. We have 3 or 4 helicopters there, all piloted by veterans, and they are going to take those helicopters and go fly on a ranch out in Ennis that's owned by Roger Staubach. We're going to take them out and fly around and hopefully eradicate a bunch of feral hogs that are on the land around there. And so it has a dual benefit. A lot of the donations that come are going to pay for the helicopter fuel to take a lot of these veterans up and do something that they love and shoot a bunch of pests.
Right. We've had Dave Hillary on our show before, and I know some of the extreme adventures that you guys go on is important to the veteran. Why don't we bring you back in here, Jared? How did the extreme adventures help our veterans?
Well, I'm very new at this. I think Matt can explain a little bit more.
The difference is that the way I explain this is when you put grown men around a table or in a doctor's office at a VA, these veterans that have spent their entire life overseas protecting us, keeping that danger over there, you put them around a table and try to tell them to talk about their feelings, and you're not going to get much out of them. Right. But you take them out with other peers that they respect, and you go out fishing or hunting or something like that. And it's not about the fishing or hunting. It's about that camaraderie that exists between those veterans. And as civilians, we just facilitate that. But we go out and we find out what's going on, and then we are a hub for other nonprofits, and we take them and we plug them into what other help that they need, whether it's therapies or some other type of assistance. We get them, and sometimes we drive them directly to those therapy offices if we need to.
That's really cool. Courtney, tell us about your involvement.
Well, Empower Heroes, we just started working with VXA on some things. We keep veterans in school. There's an 88% dropout rate currently for multiple different reasons. But we try to pick up the books and the certification and the things that they can't afford, daycare, to keep them in. So if they have a veteran that needs to stay in school or has some issues, we work with them on that. So.
And I know you've been on the show before in different capacities,
yes.
and tell us why you're drawn to this particular cause.
My dad was in the Army, and he passed away about 2 years ago. And my best friend Brian Corbin and I his dad also was in the Army and passed away about the same time. And we were trying to think of something to honor our fathers, and Empower Heroes is what we came up with.
Wow, that's powerful. Jared, what would you like to add?
Well, I mean, I do as much as I can for vets. I mean, it's a whole reason why we have the freedom that we have. Throughout my whole football career, I've done every single thing I can by creating a voice by certain companies. I mean, I've worked through a lot of companies with this, and I just have one of my really good friends went over to Iraq, and he was like a brother to me, and fortunately he was shot and killed in Iraq.
Oh, wow.
So after that, I basically pursued this as much as I can, and I've been up and moving throughout the whole U.S. with football, and Dallas is home base now, and I found a great place and a great way to help vets as much as I can. So I'm just really interested of pursuing this.
Now you almost blinded our camera with your Super Bowl. Is that a Super Bowl ring?
It is a Super Bowl ring. It's from Super Bowl 48 when I played with Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. That's an impressive ring.
It's a very nice ring.
Very apropos this Super Bowl weekend. So Matt, let's bring you back again. When people sign up for this weekend, do they go on your website to sign up, or do they buy tickets at the door, or
they can do it all on the website. It's
helicoptersforheroes.com. And if they can buy all the sponsorships and the tickets, but they can also just donate if they're not able to come. Whatever amount helps.
That's perfect. And tell us where the money goes.
The money goes directly to the organizations that are beneficiaries of this event. Ours is veteransextremeadventures.com. There's no E in front of extreme. All of that money goes towards that. And we're very excited to have a bunch of cool partnerships that are coming through that. A lot of country music stars are coming on board, a lot of pro NFL players. I've got several friends that are really excited to get involved in something that they can see with their hands. They can go and participate with their hands in something instead of just not knowing where your money's going. You can talk directly to these veterans that are helping veterans, and we can facilitate all that.
What are some other events that you guys put on with your Extreme Adventures?
We do something literally every weekend, but and it's single or one or two guys at a time, or ladies at a time. We have a lot of female vets, but we do that stuff is very low key, no red carpet. We just go pick them up and we go find out what's going on. We go do something fun, and then we take them back. And it's very important. A lot of these guys and girls don't necessarily need therapies or drug rehab or anything like that. Maybe they just need a new mission in life. They're back here. They've been wounded. They're just sitting on their couch, and they just need to go back to school. They need, some of them are involved in gyms now. Some of them just need to help finding their new path, finding their new mission.
Yes. I don't want to get political, but it seems like we do a good job training men and women for war, and then when it comes time to thank them for their service, it's like a 3-hour debrief, and now they're back into society. What could we be doing as a nation to better support our veterans? Who wants to take that?
I think a lot of it has to do with being involved in civilian organizations. A lot of veterans don't trust the VA. That's just the bottom line. And so there are a lot of new organizations that are run by veterans that understand what they really need. And that's what it really takes, is getting involved in an organization that is run by guys that know what they're doing. A lot of the bigger organizations now are run by, corporate executives that have never even gone and talked to a veteran. It's just run like a big business to make money, to pay people. So get involved in an organization that you can get your hands dirty with, and for lack of a better way to say it, but let them help you. Get involved. That's what I did. I couldn't get involved in a bigger organization corporately. I couldn't find out where my money went. And so we went and started something on our own that we could control that and have a good influence on that. And that's what we want.
Courtney, let me bring you back. What more would you like to add about this weekend coming up and how people can support your cause?
I think everyone should be able to go on and donate what they can, even if they can't be there. There's going to be, I think, is there 20 vets or 30 vets that will be there?
It's about 30 of them, yep.
We will be giving a wheelchair to a vet, a special wheelchair, so that they can go up.
That's awesome.
It's a very good event, and I think it helps all different kind of organizations. VXA for what they do, job training and education with Empower Heroes, and Independence Fund with extremely wounded vets. So you're really going across the board, helping everybody by donating.
And if you go there, Matt's going to let you, or Jared's going to let you wear his Super Bowl
Exactly.
ring.
Or
And
you might even auction it
No,
off.
for sure. Yeah.
a lot of former players would keep that under lock and key. But you're a pretty big guy.
Yeah,
I think you can take care of
he's
yourself.
gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues. Yeah, but I do have a large safe where it goes. And it's very secure.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have just a couple more minutes in the segment. Matt, why don't we kind of let you take us out? What more would you like people to know about the organization, the cause, and how people can get involved?
The best thing about this event is that it's a one-time thing where you can come and help and you can donate, but it carries on throughout the whole year. You need to understand that. Like, these organizations are everyday organizations. They're not. There's a lot of events that go on with other organizations that they bring a bunch of veterans in and they give them a high five, they give them a couple of cool toys, and they send them home. Have a good life. That's not how this works. This event is plugged into organizations that are proven and have a track record of working every single day in these veterans' lives to get them back and integrated in a fruitful way. And that's the biggest thing. You have guys that come home and even Dave Hillary will tell you he's been to a whole bunch of events because he was blown up, shot in the head, and had a lot of things that are crazy happen to him. And so he became somebody that they called to go to these events because he was decorated. And he got burnt out on the events. He hates them because of that. They come there and they give him a high five, and people take a picture with them, and they say, "Oh, we've done something for veterans." That's not how this event works. You're involved. You're going to come to an event that has long-lasting and reaching effects on veterans, because these organizations work with them every day until they're good to go, and they plug them into other veterans, and that's really the only way that reintegration and that this thing can be sustainable is that you plug them into personal relationships, whether that's with another veteran or another civilian that can talk to them and have accountability with them and say, "Hey, how are you doing today? Have you done this? What's going on with you?" So you can't just go to an event, and that doesn't help anybody to go to an event and raise a bunch of money and then just send them out the door and hope for the best. You have to stay with, just like any personal relationship, you have to stay with them and talk to them, whether or not it's every day or every week, but stay on top of that and make sure that they're doing what they need to do, because it's all this is about is preventing these veterans from going the suicide route, or it's a tough thing to talk about, but that's what it's about. Is at the end of the road, we have to get these guys going in a better direction when they come home. I mean, they go in the military when they're 18 years old. What else did you know? When you were 18 years old, what did you know?
Right.
You didn't know anything else, but you've gone into a place where you are being shot at every day, or you being hunted every day, and you come here and nothing makes sense. You have a bunch of people that are emotional, and you don't have a way to reconnect with your wife or your kids, and you have to learn how to turn that switch off. So we provide a lot of different missions that can make that easier for them.
Have you ever thought about being a preacher? He's got a gift, doesn't he? Well, unfortunately, we're out of time, so let's give the website one more time.
It's helicoptersforheroes.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll see you next week.